Welcome to the channel, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. Woo! Okay, before I started recording, listen, I did a leg workout yesterday and my legs are killing me. My calves are like numb and throbbing. And I tripped over the power cord for the camera and then I tripped over the table. Like I'm hitting everything. So I'm sorry, I started this off extremely giggly. Welcome back though. Hope that you're having a wonderful day. Thank you as always for being here, clicking on the videos. Today, we are going to listen we're going to do a full album listen. I should start off with. We're going to do a full album listen of Pink Flag by Wire. This is their debut studio album, released 1977. I've never heard of the band. I've heard a lot of good things about this album, but I've never heard of the band, as far as I know. But this particular album was recommended by quite a few of you. I see Manhattan Man coming down from NY. Rodney Griffin, you recommended this album a few times. And then I see Gastric Bunsen, I hear ya, I see ya. Heath Palace, Janice Ramirez, Hot Black Deseado, and I Just Need Myself. G's O 000. Is that it? No, actually, it keeps going. Hold on. Ronnie Reynoldson, Demir Irvin. Listen, I can catch some of you. May not catch everybody. Luciano, Texera. Listen, and the list just goes on from there. It just goes. So I am very excited to listen to this album. I've gotten recommended this album, I believe, in reference to me kind of going down the punk genre and listening to some music from punk music, or from punk. Even though I also see that one of the genres attributed to this album is post-punk. So I don't know a thing about them. What I do know is that a lot of the songs are like under a minute, 2 minutes, like they're extremely short. So I may not stop every single track, or if I do stop it and talk about it, it may be really brief. I don't know. I don't know a thing about the band. We're just going to jump into it, find out. I've brewed myself a nice cup of hazelnut coffee, put it in my Switzerland mug. Going to take a sip. Let that caffeine hit the spot. And we're going to dive into this album. I hope that you guys enjoy it. Hope you enjoyed the music with me, whether you're here because it's your first time hearing the music or you're here because you heard the album and you just want to hear someone else who hasn't heard the album. Give it a listen. Of course, before we even jump into it, if you do enjoy what I do and you want to support me in what I do, you can always join me on Patreon and support what I do for as little as $2 a month. But just tossing that plug in there. Anyways, let's get into the album. We're going to start off with the track Reuters, which is a news and journalism station, I believe, media, one of them. Anyways, let's go ahead and get into the track. We'll talk about it after. Let's go. want to let it hit the next track as well, which is going to be Field Day for the Sundays. Let's just let it hit that one as well before we talk about it.
I wanna be a field day for the Sundays so they can fuck up my life, embarrass my wife, and live a bad taste. Start to begin a move on Monday morning. I wanna be a target for the day, so sure. Pictures of me with a new battery, selecting a day, stuck in the ways, looking the same as Monday morning. Stuck in the ways, looking the same as Monday morning.
Okay, yeah, let's start with those two tracks first. Let's talk about these two tracks for a moment. All right, and we're probably going to do this like taking a few tracks at once. Maybe we'll stop. I don't know. Who knows? We'll just take it as it comes. Okay, so the first song is like a, not middle-aged, but a middle-paced kind of track, drony guitar. I'm getting used to the vocals because I'm still not like in love with every single punk vocalist, but I am getting used to them, and I like them a lot more in the second song, which is much more upbeat. It hits you a little quicker, a little harder. I love that it's 28 seconds long. They made their statement. They made their I don't know. I guess they made their statement, and then it's done. It moved on. I really enjoyed the second track actually more than the first one. The first one was a decent opener for the album, but I'm hoping that we kind of kick up that energy and get in some more depth. That's what I'm looking for as I'm listening to this. But the vocals, like I said, I enjoyed much more in the second track. The first track I did enjoy at the end, how the, I would assume the rest of the band are chanting some words over and over. And of course with punk music, at least in my opinion, the lyrics have a lot of meaning. Direct and immediate meaning, I would say. So Reuters, our own correspondent is sorry to tell you of an uneasy time that all is not well. On the borders, there's movement. In the hills, there's trouble. Food is short. Crime is double. Prices have risen since the government fell. Casualties increase as the enemy's shell. Excuse me. The climate's unhealthy. Flies and rats thrive. And sooner or later, the end will arrive. This is your correspondent running out of tape. Gunfire is increasing. Looting, burning, rape, and then it goes on from there. So I like this very bleak picture that the correspondent is reporting on. And while it seems like it could be so dystopian and far-fetched, not far-fetched, far-futured, of course, you could read this and kind of get a similar feeling for modern day and probably any day, to be honest. And then the next track, like I said, let's get back to that one, which was Field Day for the Sundays. I want to be a field day for the Sundays so they can F up my life. Embarrass my wife and leave a bad taste. That striped toothpaste can't remove on Monday mornings. So Crest. I like that striped toothpaste. I want to be a target for the dailies so they can show pictures of me with the nude on page 3 so lacking in taste. Touched up near the waist, looking as limp as Monday morning. That's a great line. So does he want to be in the tabloids? Is the old saying bad publicity and any publicity is still good publicity, so he's perhaps a figure that's addicted to the tabloids, to the attention, whether that is negative attention or good? That's what it kind of seems like. That's what I'm kind of seeing like on this one. Let's go ahead and get into the next track here, which is going to be 3 Girl Roomba. What could that be about?
Impossible.
I like that little pickup on the bass line.
You just wanna rumba, and there ain't no way you're gonna go under, go under, go under, go under, go under.
Let's go into the next track, Ex Lion Tamer.
There's great danger.
Oh, I like this one already.
For the loneliest stranger in town. No silver bullets. Not to split the scene. Next week will solve your problem.
Yeah.
But now, his fingers holding the Lord. Where the bottles stand empty. Say good to your TV set. There's great danger. A hammer's kick will save the law. No cloak of justice. Barbarians quick the same. Let's look for soldiers of limbs. But now, his fingers holding the Lord. The models stand in town. Say good to your TV set. Say good to your TV set. Say good to your TV set. Say good to your TV set.
There you go. Ex Lion Tamer, that's what I'm talking about. That immediately, it has that. To me, that's like that perfect, like little kind of pop punk sound. Like it's not pop punk, I know, but like it's catchy. Maybe that's what I'm trying to say. Like it has that catchy riff, gets you right in. Enjoy the singing on this one a lot. The previous track, I like that little bass lick like near the end of it. Otherwise, it was kind of like an okay track. I didn't really connect with it so much, but it's like in these kind of higher energy ones, I'm really kind of getting a feel for the band. On the vocals, well, I haven't discussed any of the members. On the vocals, though, is going to be Colin Newman, who's also handling the guitar along with Bruce Gilbert. And I really enjoyed his vocals, especially at the very end when he just yelled out. I like that. Get it out. I like that. But Three Girl Rumba, it has a nice bounce to it. I will say that it does have a nice bounce to it, and I do enjoy it. It's not. I start off negative talking about the song, but I do enjoy that kind of mid-pace bounce. It's a little bit catchy, but that next track, that's where we're kind of getting into it. Let's get into some of these lyrics, though. How about that? Three Girl Rumba. Okay, think of a number divided by 2. Something is nothing, nothing is nothing. Open a box, tear off the lid. Then think of a number, don't think of an answer. Open your eyes, think of a number, don't get swept under. A number's a number. Don't put too much thought into it. Whatever he's saying, I think the end result is don't put so much thought into it. A number's a number, whatever that is referencing. A chance encounter, you want to avoid the inevitable. So you do. Oh, yes, you do. The impossible. Now you ain't got a number. You just want a Roomba. Or Rumba. And there ain't no way you're gonna go under. You tear me asunder, go under. I don't know what this one's about. Chances, taking chances, the results of taking chances. I don't know, something like that. Let's get to Ex Lion Tamer, though. Let's dive into this one. There's great danger for the loneliest ranger in town. No silver bullets, Tontos split the scene. Okay, at least I understood the Lone Ranger reference there. Next week, we'll solve your problems. But now, fish fingers all in a line. The milk bottles stand empty. Stay glued to your TV set. There's great danger at hand, most caped crusader of all. No cloak of justice, Robins quit the scene. Next week we'll solve your problems, stay glued to the TV set. So this is what I'm kind of thinking with that one. They reference 2 TV shows, The Lone Ranger and then Batman. And then the chorus is, next week we'll solve your problems. For right now, eat your fish fingers and stay glued to your TV. So perhaps the distractions of entertainment we're kind of getting into with that one. I like the lyrics on this one. I like that. Let's and I see that for the information for this particular track, it says the title X Lion Tamer is a reference to the song's original lyrics, which were completely different and involved a lion tamer. At some point, the band scrapped them entirely and wrote new ones. And instead of giving the track a new name, they simply added X. They didn't even want to give it a new name. They just said, just put an X in front of it. They'll figure it out. let's go ahead and move on into the next track here. That is going to be Lowdown. Nope, that's not it. Here we go. Oh, that's a good riff. That's catchy and heavy. Bluesy. I like this one.
The time is too short, but never too long to reach ahead, to project the image, which will in time become a concrete dream.
Like a little.
Another cigarette, another day, from A to B, again avoiding cDNA disease, where you play the blues.
That's a snaky riff.
Avoiding a death is to win the game, to avoid relegation, the begging, drowning in the big swim, rising to the surface.
This is a champ.
The smell of you. That's low down.
Okay, this is a good track. This one's good. I like that.
There's a low down, drowning in the big swim, rising to the surface. The smell of you. That's a low down.
Okay, Lowdown. Let's talk about the current best track on the album. Let's talk about it, because at the moment, this is an easy favorite. That snaky, sneaky, riding through the creaky, murky waters. Bluesy, soulsy, but they got that little bit of grit to it. They got to put some sand, some dirt in your eye. That's a good little riff there. And then the drumming, which, did I mention who's drumming here? Hold on. I try to make mention of each of the members as much as I can when listening to the music, just to give them their due, give them their flowers. On the drums, it's going to be Robert Gotobed. Is that his real last name? No hate. I'm just Robert Go to Bed. It's literally Go to Bed. That's a cool last name. I really like how he adds little ba da da ba da. Just a little sprinkle of something. It's simplistic, but it adds a little bit of something into that riff that the guitar and the bass just handle. And then the extra guitar, one of the guitarists is playing a little bit extra at the end. I like that. Vocals sound good. I'm with the Lowdown on this one. This is a good track. The time is too short, but never too long to reach ahead to project the image, which will in time become a concrete dream. Another cigarette, another day. From A to B, avoiding C, D, and E, because E is where you play the blues. Avoiding a death is to win the game, to avoid delegation, the big E. Here's what I think of when I read that. Of course, you could just be taking the symbolic, getting from A to B, from your start to your finish, and avoiding the things after that, especially E, whatever that may represent. But that's the big issue. That's where the blues comes in. It could also, I don't know anything about music theory and stuff, but that could also be a reference to the music scale. I don't know if the E note, chord, whatever, has a prominent position in blues music, and that's why that's also a reference to that. I don't know. Could be. Drowning in the big swim, rising to the surface, the smell of you. That's the lowdown. So I think of life. Drowning in the big swim. Drowning in life. So many things are going on. You could, I guess, call it a big swim. Rising to the surface. The smell of you. That's the lowdown. Maybe that's what keeps him going or something. I don't know. Let's move on to the next track. We'll probably let the next two play, maybe three, I don't know. But that's going to be Start to Move and then Brazil. We'll at least let the next two play. Let's go.
Start to move.
This will get you moving.
Bird in hand. No bush, but trees sticking. Which now, rooster or chicken? Leave the pair. Feel the range. Smell the stench. What's good? Flesh to rots. Emotions, we all got spots. Please believe me, I still do care. Please believe me, I'm just not there. Please believe me, honestly I swear. Please believe me. Oh well, please believe me. Please believe me. Please believe me. Please believe me. Oh well, please believe me. Please believe me. I swear. I swear.
Ah, that was good. This keeps up that energy too. Moving into Brazil.
True, darling, I want you home. I'll be your day forever. And love you good, yes, I love you. Until they split the atom. So many times, there's nothing left at all. I know I'm right, 'cause when I'm gone, there's nothing left at all.
Okay, these two tracks had a nice self-contained energetic body to them. The first track, I really enjoyed how it began with that drum beat, right? Getting the crashes and then settling into the beat, and then vocals came in. And then the rest of the instrumentation came on after that. And it was a little bit catchy. I mean, it did have a little bit of a catchiness to the vocal styling there. And then the next track, Brazil, the guitar came down a little bit, definitely got a little heavier, a little bit more distorted, a little fuzzier, and then kind of tread a very similar path. And once again, the drumming in there was very dynamic. Let's get into the lyrics on this one. I gotta go back. Start to move, which did get you moving. Start to move, time at hand, bird in hand. No bush, but trees thicken, which now rooster or chicken. Leave the past, feel the wrench. Smell the stench was good, but flesh soon rots. Emotions, we all got spots. Please believe me, I do care. I'm just not there. Honestly, I swear. I feel like this may be about a sexual encounter with some innuendos, if you will. At the end, let's move on to the next track, Brazil. It's true, darling, I'll walk you home. I'll be your date forever. I love you, girl. Yes, I love you. Until they split the atom. So many times there's nothing left. There's nothing left at all. I know I'm right, because when I'm gone, there's nothing left. Left, right, hold, salute. So at the end, we get kind of a marching reference, perhaps in a military position, like the left, right, and then salute. So is he declaring his love before he had to go off into war? Perhaps a draft situation? Something of that nature? Brazil. But why is it called Brazil? That I don't know. I don't know that part. Regardless, let's move on into the next track, which is going to be It's So Obvious. What's so obvious? I don't know. Let's go. Wait, did I choose the wrong song? I think I chose the wrong song. That's in it. Hold on. I gotta go back again. I'm off. There we go. Sorry. Okay, I don't know what this song's about, but I have an idea. I kind of like the singing on here, but on another hand, I don't. Because, I don't know. I like it, but I don't like it. Like the, I don't know. I'm mixed on it. I'm still getting used to it. I'm still kind of getting in that vibe. I did like the music, especially the drumming. I'm really enjoying the drumming, especially in the music. The vocals, I'm still working on. I'm still working on. It's so obvious it's here, it's there. It's not just the color, it must be more. At least 17 plus 3 score, this is 77, which was the year that the album was released, that's what I'm thinking. Nearly heaven, it's black, white, and pink. Just think there's more to come, it's so obvious. What's so obvious? Well, it's alright, listen, can't wait for 78. God, those RPM, can't wait for them. Don't just watch, hours happen, get in there, kid, and snap them. Let's click on some of these links, see if we can figure out what this is, what we're referencing here. 78 referring first to the year 1978, then to the record format 78 RPM. I understood that part, I just didn't know what they were saying about it. I did catch that, I just don't know what the meaning is behind it. And maybe that's the joke, because it's called It's So Obvious. Maybe not. Let's move on into Surgeon's Girl. We're kind of moving through this album, right? I mean, it's all short songs. Let's go! I knew it. Interesting sounds around and to the side of the music. Like, what's with the extra drums? It's interesting. This one gets a little crazy with the vocals. They begin layering on each other. like that was weird, or kind of cool, but weird. And then you have these extra drums and percussion that like slowly begin to get into the music as well. At first, it's kind of faint. Like I kind of barely noticed it was there, but by the end, it's just rumbling up like a mountain slide. It's kind of an interesting effect in the music. I don't know. I didn't really like the vocals on this one. I'll be honest and say that. But I'm enjoying the energy. I'm enjoying the energy. And if I had to take a guess about this track, Surgeon's Girl, and then what they're mentioning, I saw you in a glossy magazine. I'm imagining like a plastic surgeon did some work on this girl, and he's recognizing them and saying, hey, this magazine I saw. Sitting in the surgeon's world, a surgeon's will, a surgeon's girl with me. Standing on a riverbed where weeds can be, I'm on my knee to you. I've seen you in glossy magazines go insane. I said you weren't a tuna fish put in a tin. They're very big. I don't know what that means. That's at least what I thought. Maybe? I can't even say. I don't even know. I was going to say maybe something, but I don't even know where I'm going with that. Hey, I get an idea. Let's move on into the title track of the album, which also ends side 1, which is going to be Pink Flag, which I thought it was the longest song on the album. It's the second longest, coming in at 3 minutes and 47 seconds. Let's give it a run. Oh my god. This is those drums kind of coming back a little bit. Epic entrance. I like how that drumming gets more intense. That's good. Nice little transition. It's just breaking down, just done. I do like how those drums come like started and then are kind of ending the song. It's all a big gong. Okay, this was a cool track to end the first side of the album. I like how like they made their own style of an epic track, especially with the entrance of the drums, like which referenced, of course, the previous track as well in the way that they were kind of coming in a little bit, and then we got that ending as well. I also like that transition about halfway through when we come out of that kind of standard riff, and then the drums speed everything up. Like I said, I'm really impressed with the drumming here. Just like that ramping up, and then explodes into like this punk outburst. I really enjoyed that, and I'm kind of getting an idea that that matches with perhaps the story really well, and I'll have to look up to see if there's actually a reason they named the album Pink Flag, or if a pink flag means something, because when I see pink flag and the way it's raised here, I think of a white flag, which of course means surrender, but could a pink flag mean something? I was sold up the river to the red slave trade. The stores were gathered, the plans were laid. synchronized watches at 1805, how many dead or alive in 1955? So I guess the question first is, of course, what was happening in 1955? Assuming that this is referencing a historical event. The pink flag was screaming, bugle boys sucked in blue, no time for confessions, orders given. Books were cooked on the 4th of the 3rd, how many seen or heard on the 12th of the 3rd? And then it just repeats from there, how many dead or alive, how many? So, there's some planned event happening, and then afterwards there is an aftermath of someone asking the question, how many dead or alive? And then I would just imagine, there's no response, but I would just imagine that question, because it's being repeatedly asked, perhaps the number of dead, I would assume, is growing by the minute, which also kind of lends itself to that chaos that breaks out in the middle of the track. Let's first look up pink flag meaning. Let's first see if anything pops up for that. I'm not getting what I want. I'm not seeing what I want when I type in pink flag. I just keep on getting this album. Let's try something. Perhaps a red flag, meaning in war. Hold on. Red flag, battle ensign, maritime flag signaling an intention to give battle with no quarter. Fight to the death. Okay, so because I don't know if pink flag is an actual thing. If a red flag means in war, fighting to the death, no holds barred, or, whatever that phrase goes, and then surrender for a white flag, red and white, of course, would make pink. So could pink be, yes, we're going to fight, but we'll also accept surrender? Maybe. Let's see if this is actually referencing something, because I feel like that would kind of lend some credit and possibly some extra meaning into this. It says that it's potentially a reference to Louis Auguste Poulenc, a socialist born in 1805. He was one of the non-Marxist socialists of the day. He didn't believe in popular movements, but that the revolution should be carried out by a small group that would establish a temporary dictatorship. It says he spent half of his life in prison because his views were not well received. So I guess it could be that. It also says that 1955 was the consummation of Poulenc's views with the erection of the Stalin Monument in Prague in 1955. Okay. And then the number of people Stalin killed ranges from 20 to 60 million. So perhaps that's why the question is continually repeated, because the number isn't exact. And so the question needs to be asked again. Oh, maybe there's something there. Sometimes you just gotta dig out your shovel. Anyways, that is the first side of the album Pink Flag. Are you still here with me, by the way? Hold on. It's just you and me now. Everyone else is left. Let me not press the stop recording button. Come here. Everyone else is gone. Everyone. Are you still here halfway through? If you're still here halfway through, look at me. No, come back here. Don't be shy. Thank you. Okay, back up. Get a little too close now. You're in my space a little bit. All right, let's move on to the second side of the album. And we're going to start that off with the tracks Commercial and Straight Line. Let's listen to those two because they're less than a minute, less than 50 seconds, really. So let's go ahead and start off with those two tracks. We'll talk about them after. Oh, let's go. This one's instrumental. Kind of like a commercial break. I just got it. I just understood that. Straight Line. That's a catchy riff. First of all, with commercial, I understood because okay, it's like a commercial. That makes sense. I didn't think about that at first. And then with straight line, again, kind of getting into that kind of two-step energy. My mind is unwilling and your flesh is so weak. Do my movements betray the secrets I think? I always stand by walls and try to humor fools. Am I moving in a straight line? What does he mean? Am I moving in a straight line? Am I in line with perhaps the expectations of normality in society and the people around me? Oh, it's unlust and the one-dimensional boy. And maybe that's like what he's imagining or feeling the responses from other people. Like he's one-dimensional. He has no depth to him. Could be. I think so. With some of the music, by the way, like for example, this one, none of the music itself stood out to me. It was just like, okay, we've heard that this kind of sound before. So there's nothing really for me to mention musically about it. That's why I kind of just jumped straight to the lyrics on this particular track. Let's move on. Excuse me. Did you hear that? My voice went, wow. Let's move on to the next track, which is going to be 106. Beats that. I would imagine it beats 105. Give me some of that. I love that extra sound, that extra riff that came in on top of it halfway through. Wow, 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 wow. And then you had some, I don't even know what the sound was, I guess probably guitar, but that like right after that, that was a tasty little change up. Just a little extra in there. Is the like I like the punk formula, but I love when like little sprinkled additions are tossed in there. That's what like really makes it attractive for me. I like that. That was a good catchy riff. If he had a room, he'd paint it white. Avoids the day, prefers the night. Build slight. Got a head for figures, no time for bickerers, or so he says. Prefers the company of a woman. 1, 2, 3, 4. Finds it more physical. That's an important word. Always seen first, then heard. Such a rare bird. So who is this? Who is this? Is this a? No, I don't think baseball players. I don't think their numbers go that high. I don't know anything about sports at all. So that's why I was like, oh, they're talking about someone. And when I think of 106 beats that, I was thinking of like a baseball player or some sports athlete. But I don't think their numbers go that high usually. With praise he glows, with change he grows. Finds that important, hates waiting. I can't understand why that is so funny. That is sex. Is that the answer to what this is about? Or something? It says Colin Newman wrote the music to 106 Beats That as he rode the subway between Watford and London. The song's progression is based on an intricate set of correspondences he devised linking the names of stations in the Tube network to specific guitar chords. That's kind of a cool idea. The words were penned as a separate conceptual experiment of sorts, as Colin wanted to write a set of lyrics with exactly 100 syllables. Well, now it all comes together. Now it's all spinning the cosmic soup. Now we get it. All right, let's move on into the next track here. Let's see. That will be Mr. Suit. Let's go.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Called you out. It's kind of fun when they call out that, right? I really enjoy singing actually on this one. Just yelling, I should say. I love how fast he's singing. He's so aggressive. It's catchy too. Okay, Mr. Suit is so fun. I love how fast, aggressive, and angry he's singing. He's and then his accent comes in so strongly, which I really enjoy because just like he's just kind of rambling. He's just da 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 Mr. Suit, and I love that. The chorus, no, 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 yeah, it's catchy too. This has aggression. 125. That's how long this track is, but it kicks butt. It's so fun to listen to, and I know like I'm sure there's comments that like are saying, how did you not like the lyrics in this particular song, but when he's screaming and rambling like this, you enjoy it? Listen, you like sometimes the way one person does something and or one song does something, and another time it's done the exact same way you like it. The music is subjective. That's what it's about. Can't always explain it, but I know what I like in my closet. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm tired of being told what to think. I'm tired of being told what to do. I'm tired of effing phonies. That's right. I'm tired of you. He called us out. That's literally what the song just boils down to. Take your effing money and shove it up your butt because you think you understand. Well, it's an effing farce. I'm tired of you effing phonies. That's right. I'm tired of you. I'm tired of you fake people. But the way that he's just spitballing these lyrics out there, it's intense and it's fun to listen to. That's punk. Anyways, let's move into the next track here, which is going to be Strange, which is actually the longest track on the album, coming in at 3 minutes and 58 seconds. 4 minutes, this particular track. Let's give it a listen. I like that.
There's something strange going on tonight. There's something going on that's not quite right. Joe is nervous and the lights are bright. There's something going on that's not quite right. There's something going down that
Deeper.
wasn't here before. Keep your eyes and scream to the floor. No one's gonna save your life. There's something going on that's not quite right.
I'm sorry, I'm humming along to the music. I'm sorry. You guys probably hear me.
Beware, there's something going on that wasn't here before. Keep your eyes open to the floor. No one's gonna save your life. There's something going on that's not quite right. There's something strange going on tonight. There's something going on that's not quite right. Joe is nervous and the lights are bright. There's something going on that's not quite right. There's something.
Interesting sound coming on in. What's that? I guess that's the strange part, or the strange. Interesting change. Someone's playing on some sticks back there too. Had to get a few last hits in there. Okay, Strange gets you in with that slowed down, drony, very deep and buzzy, and by buzzy I mean drizzled with bee honey kind of riff, just actually, that was the best impersonation. I'm giving myself a personal award. This is a self-awarded medal, by the way. That was the best impersonation I've done over a riff in a really long time, probably ever. That just continues on, kind of drones on, and then throughout the whole track, he's saying there's something strange going on. There's something weird happening. But the music kind of stays the same. There's a little bit of a fourth wall breaking moment where the music actually does begin to change, and you have these haunting echoes that begin to resound from the back, and then eventually the riff backs off. We're left with those sounds, and then you hear some sticks being played as well, or something happening. I don't know exactly. It could be bones being rattled for all I know. So that's kind of interesting and kind of cool, because at least if I'm taking this as a thematic sense, he's saying there's something strange that wasn't, there's something going down that wasn't here before. Keep your eyes so screwed to the floor. No one's going to save your life. Something here is not quite right. And it kind of goes on and repeats that. But the music's kind of the same. And you're thinking, okay, it's just a normal song. We're just talking about something strange. Whatever. It's not a big deal. And then it's almost like he's telling you something's wrong. And us as the listener, we're like, everything's kind of fine. It's a normal song you're making, fourth wall breaking. But then, eventually, his fears come true, and then there is something strange that happens when all those effects and those other sounds come in, and you're like, oh, there is something strange here. That's kind of cool. If I'm picking up what he's putting down and what they're putting down, I think that's really a really interesting way of kind of breaking the fourth wall in the music. Really nice. Let's move on to the next track here. It's gonna be Fragile, not the Yes album, but song. Let's go. Oh, let's go. Billie Jean. Sorry. For as heavy and kind of aggressive as the other tracks have been, for the most part, with their, distorted tones and angry yelling, etc., first of all, melodically, this one's a lot lighter. It's a lot higher. And then even the lyrics kind of work so well with this change in the music at this particular point. Because really, all he's saying is, my heart's fragile. Please, take care of it. Don't break my heart, basically. Tears fall in slivers. You broke my shades. The light's too bright. Let me bury my heart. Filter emotions of green. Cowardice gives blue. A restricted view. Let me open my heart. And this is really gets down to it. I have a fleeting love, scorching when it lands. Fragile. Needing precious hands. I love that line. Needing precious hands to hold and to keep safe and keep guard of his heart. Because him and his heart is fragile. And then, like I said, the music is a little bit more vulnerable. It's a little bit lighter. It's a little bit more open. Not as heavy and distorted. And not nihilistic, but, it's kind of losing a little bit of that punk attitude. I'm sure we'll get back into it. But for this particular track, I like how it opens up a little bit. Kind of getting back into this music mirroring the themes of the lyrics. Kind of. I love when bands do that. And I think that's always a great little tool in the musical toolbox. Let's move on to the next track, Mannequin. Now, I don't know about you, but mannequins were always really scary when I was a kid. Like, isn't that Uncanny Valley, right? Like, I know it's not a human, but it's human shaped. Look back at one, it's looking back at you. I don't like that. Let's listen to the song. Still kind of light. Good bass line too. Some woos? We got woos? Ooh alert. It's a diss track. We got an ooh alert. There got some oohs. And the music is once again lightening up. I was looking up really quick. I couldn't find it on here. I couldn't find any information. But out of all the tracks on this album, this one so far would have to be like a single. It would be a perfect single for them. It's light. It's airy. Sounds really, really good. I love the rest of the band coming in with the ooh. It just feels really good. At the same time, I feel like this is a diss track. Whoever he's talking to, he's pretty much saying they're like a mannequin, just nothing in there, just nothing at all. But how good did this sound? Bass was feeling it. Everyone was doing really good. Graham Lewis on the bass on this particular track here, and the rest of the tracks as well. Well, you're a waste of space, no natural grace. You're so bloody thin you don't even begin. This is when you put that super hot fire gif down. Oh, that's a diss track. To interest me, not even curiosity. It's not animosity. You just don't interest me. He's not even hating. There's no negativity he's feeling towards this person. They just don't interest him, period. There's a complete neutrality. Just completely. Listen to this. Well, you're an energy void. A black hole to avoid. No style, no heart. You don't even start to interest me. You're a disgrace. Why don't you tell me? Why don't you tell me? Last time now, tell me. Why don't you tell me? What is he asking for when he says, why don't you tell me? Tell me what it is I'm supposed to find interesting in you, because there's nothing there. You're a mannequin. There's nothing there. That's you need some aloe for that burn. That geez, send them to the burn unit stat. But really, out of all the tracks, this is the one I would think would be like a single from the album because it is catchy as well. And also, I will say that besides Lowdown, current favorite. That was good. Let's move on to the next track. 43 seconds. Different to me. Let's go.
But I wonder what's going on. Said I was so supposed, but I'm right there. So to say, it seems different to me. Sit on the cancer in the city, it's gonna be terminal. And you got me low. Incidentally, what are you? Did you leave there? The man forgot you. I better be a slut and a mango. You can tip in the neck. Instead, it also takes one to get one.
Okay, I was not paying attention to the lyrics at all on this one. I was kind of not. I was paying attention to the music, but I wasn't like listening to it because it was just like kind of the what we've heard before. Okay, da-da-da-da-da. It's kind of the typical numbers at this point, right? So let me actually look into it. It was fun, especially after the last few songs, to kind of get back to this particular energy. Well, I wonder what's going on. Same old stuff, suppose. Not quite right that the stuff's the same, but it feels different to me. Seems like the cancer in this city has got to be terminal. What movie character? They said something like that. They said like this city is. I don't know if they said a cancer, but like something like that. There's a movie when someone said that and like they have to clean it up. I don't know if it was something like Batman or if it was like Travis from Taxi Driver. I don't remember. I haven't got it though. Incidentally, where are you? Thought you'd live here. The bright lights have got you. I'd rather be a sprat than a mackerel you can slip through the net. It's said all it takes one to catch one. I like that line. I'd rather be something smaller and more insignificant so I could at least slip through the net of what he says is this city because there's something about the location that he's not really liking. Even though it feels the same, feels different. Looks the same, feels different. Something like that. Move on to the next track. Champs. Let's go. Bring some hand claps. Everybody's feeling it. Raps are getting intense. That was nice. I like. Man, Champs is a track like that. I like how short the tracks are. This is one that I kind of wish was just like a little. Just give it like an extra 45 seconds. And I know that, you know, from what you guys have said, that there's not like a lot of soloing in punk music, but the way that guitar was coming in at the end, it was teasing me, and I wanted it to keep going a little bit so it could please me, but instead it just teased me. I like what it was doing, but I wanted more out of that. I really enjoyed the singing on this one. This one kind of sounded like a mid-piece between like the heavier moments in the album and the lighter elements in the album, but very melodic. Very fun. You got the hand claps coming in first, kind of party, right? Then it's then it really came in even harder near the ending of the track. This is one that makes me wish it was a little bit longer. 1 minute 46 seconds. Put me up to like 230 at least. The taste of champions, the pace, the speed, the need to see, the chance to die. Another dead, don't cry, don't cry. You've still got speed. You maybe bleed, but there's less time. More speed than before, less time than before. You're rich, not poor. What are you doing it for? Want more, what more? So I think he's kind of talking about, champions, could be athletes, could be, really, it could be anything. But that need for more, that desire, and that drive, that hunger for more. Got drive, got power, we eat, we devour. Another dead, don't cry, another dead, don't cry. You've still got speed. There are others that fail. But you won't. You still got it, kid. Move on to the next track. Feeling Called Love. Let's go. Scared me. Simple request. It's a simple request. All he wants is just a little bit of love. I like how the bass started off this one. And then got into that pace. There's a little bit, of course the words lend credit to it, but a little bit of that romance to it. I don't know how old the band were when they recorded this particular album. I don't know if I can find that pretty quick. When I'm looking things up, I don't like to look things up and spend too much time on it because, you guys are watching and I don't want to I don't want to sit here looking things up and being quiet while I'm trying to find out. I can't find it. I don't think I can find it quick enough. I'm looking at some information for this album and I don't see anything. I would imagine they were probably pretty young when they made it. So you have those not necessarily adolescent but young adult kind of feelings of, what is this feeling? What can I have more of it? What is this feeling called love? What is this crazy scene I can't work out? Oh, how? Maybe I should try it now. Or maybe I should be shy of it now. Because there's nothing that can explain it, and there's nothing that's worth the pain of it. Good lines. Should I try it? Or should I avoid it? Because I know that it can really be like, it can make me so happy and add fulfillment to my life. But at the same time, I know it can absolutely pain me and hurt me in the deepest of ways. So what should I do? I like that questioning of it. I like that a lot. Give me love, give me love, give me love. He makes his choice at the end. Give me that love. Give me that love. Anyways, are you still here with me? I hope so. We're moving on to the... Are you still here with me? At the last track, did you skip here? If you got this far to the last track of the album and you skipped everything to get here, honestly, it's completely okay. It's your time. You do what you need to do. I don't mind at all. But I hope that you've stuck around with me and watched the whole entire video. How can I find out? Put in the comments your current battery percentage on your cell phone. That's how I know. Mine is 68. Close. All right, let's move on to the next track and the final track of the album, 12XU. Is this just 12 times you? Is this a new robot? I don't know. There's only one way to find out. Let's go. Hold on. Let's go. One more time. What?
All right. Here it is. Again. And it's called 12XU!
Sounds like Kill Street Bob.
Saw you in the mag.
I like. Oh, it's drumming call. I like that. I love that guitar.
So you in a man, kissing a man, smoking a fat, kissing a man, so you in a man, kissing a fat, yeah.
In a cottage. Gotta put your wrist into that. Yeah, that's good. Woo! Awesome end to the album. I probably just blew out the microphone when I did that. I'm so sorry. Awesome ending to the album. I love that riff. It's so shark fin in the water, just. And even the vocal performance is is overall subdued for the most part, like in the verse. He shouts out like in the beginning and of course in the heavier parts, but I like how subdued it is. Yeah. And I think he finally found love. All right, here it is again. It's called 12XU. I still don't know exactly what that means. Saw you in a mag, kissing a man. Saw you in a mag, kissing a man, which he repeats over and over. Okay. Called him out. Saw you in a mag, kissing a man, smoking a blank word, kissing a man. So obviously this double entendre of the very offensive word, but also what a cigarette was called. Got that, right? Now, here's where a little bit of a twist, right? Got you in a corner for what? Right? This was 77. I don't know how accepted things were at this point. Got you in a corner, got you in a cottage. Ah, they fell in love. Or at least, you know. It may be love, could just, yeah. But either way, I think, all right, listening to this album, easily, best tracks were Lowdown, Mannequin, and 12XU, or 12XU. These, all right, this could be because of my very limited knowledge on punk, like, very, very limited. But this kind of sounded like the Ramones. When did their self-titled come out again? We listened to that album. But when did that self-titled come out? Because this came out in 77. Theirs came out in 76. Okay, so this is 1 year after the Ramones. So it does remind me a little bit of them, but just a little bit more. Like there's a little. Sorry, you heard that? There's just a little bit more depth here. Just like there's a little bit more depth on this one. I don't know what the Ramones are doing after that initial album at that time. I haven't heard anything else from them. But I did enjoy listening to Pink Flag by Wire. With those 3 tracks easily are my favorite. Lowdown, Mannequin, and then this final track here. That was really good. Thank you guys so much for the recommendation. Once again, thank you for spending some time here, especially if you got here to the very end. Hope you didn't skip. It's okay if you did, but I hope you didn't. But please let me know what you thought of the album. I hope that you guys enjoyed listening to it alongside with me. I know that this was one that was requested quite a bit, so I want to listen to it. That's always the 2 parts. You request it, but do I want to listen to it? The 2 have to meet, and then here we are. Anyways, please let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. If you are so interested, you can support the channel over on Patreon. It helps me out a great deal in doing extra videos, longer videos, full album reactions and such. You can do that for as little as $2 a month. Helps me out greatly. You can also follow me on Twitter and blah, 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 blah. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. As always, I appreciate you coming through. Come back tomorrow, if you don't mind. Sometimes I still freeze when I do the thing. Anyways, I will see you all later, guys. Have a wonderful one. Bye.